Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Dominions, turn 72. A big turn. We all know what you're here for. There's actually two big things that are going to happen, and they just happen to be right next to each other. Let's take a look and see about the final battle. As in, finally, it happened. Alright. This is a big one. I got a lot of random crap. My Rust Battalion, my Rust Brigade there, he has thrown basically everything into here. A lot of summons, statues, eagles, even draconians, ghosts. He's got Father Illyrth. That's him right there. So he is no surprise blood, astral, earth, a little wee bit of water. So yeah, he's got a lot of gems on him, so he's ready to be cast in a whole bunch. He's got a ball with a lot of fire. And he has the Volfer Flames up. So basically I have to walk through fire to get to him. Let's see. I've got a number of power mages on my side. I also got, sorry, he's over here. The Goethe. He can be cast in a couple of death magic stuff. Blood too, if he so scripts himself to do that. And yeah, so I had he also has some of these lions, the marble lions. There's a control lion right over here that if I kill this, then all the other ones will fall over and die. I think that's how it works. It does say without magical leadership he's essentially useless, but it's something along those lines. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, there was something. So a bunch of my units got decayed. That's okay. They all live like hundreds of years, so I don't really care about that. Got some air combat going on. Mine are also flying in here, I think. I think they did, or did they not yet? No, he just scripted them to fly in immediately. Oh, they're griffins, so they're undisciplined. So they're all gonna die. Oh, clockwork horrors as well. Yeah, gifts of heaven. Eat it. Yeah. Elementals, fire elementals. Slow. Okay, that's cool. So, unfortunately, I also got celestial music up, so I think my guys are going to still be able to make it through that. There he is, my Siddha. He's got a crap ton. But again, I didn't actually distribute the gems, so that was kind of dumb of me. Like I said, I've been rushing a lot of these recent turns, so not thinking things through. What else has gone up? Okay, Light of the Northern Star. That's good for me, I think, mostly. Heat from Hell. It's going to be affecting a lot of my guys because I haven't got a lot of fire he does. He's also got this guy who's fatigued out right now, but he does have a lot of gems still on him. Also fatigued out. Blood slaves are not super helping with that. He doesn't have a whole lot of communion slaves, I think, to be distributing that among. I don't see any, at least. Fire. He's feeble-minded, so that's great. He might have been hit by a like a astral projection counter or something like that. Yeah, so his magic is all coming straight from gems, reducing the fatigue a little bit, and just casting straight up while I can spread my magic out a bit. Doom, okay, so he's got everyone cursed. Because I don't think I'm casting that. I'm certainly not trying to curse my entire army. Yeah, and it's not affecting him, so he cast Doom. Alright, what else is going up? Alright, so he's plugging the hole pretty effectively with the living statues. What have I got right now? So I've got fire resistance 5 now, and protection 1. So I guess I haven't actually put up wooden warriors. So Warriors of Niflheim should be, if I understand correctly, a battlefield-wide spell that, ostensibly in the description, gives everybody something like potent fire resistance. Now, it doesn't seem to have worked. Maybe that didn't go up. Well, no, because I do have fire resistance on everyone, so I think it did. Susceptible to cold. That's interesting. Alright, we are literally standing in the fire now. So, this is not doing super great for me. But I do have regeneration still, and so the fire is not going to probably affect me a whole lot. Okay, 2 dooms is better than 1, I guess. Maybe. Now I'm just casting Blade Wind. I don't really want to cast Blade Wind. I guess it'll be good for these guys. Now they still have wait, did I cast Doom? Oh, I must have cast Doom too. Alright. Great, I guess. Did not think to do that. Was not intentional. But yeah, my guys are just basically standing in the fire. I don't know if the fire is just literally these squares, and so if I'm standing there I'm actually taking it, or if it does affect more area. I think it's just going to be these squares that's getting hit by that. Yeah, he moved up because I think I had him scripted to advance and cast spells. But yeah, now we're just sort of wailing on each other through the wall. His flame elementals can go through though, but they don't seem to last very long because I dish out a lot of attacks and all of my weapons are magic weapons, so it's not going to work for him. What else is going on here? Oh, that's Heat from Hell. Okay. Pull from the Grave. Alright, that's going to affect something. Sorry. I'm not really up on a lot of the spells that other people are going to be casting, which is unfortunate. So yeah, we're basically just sort of stuck in the hole in the wall here. But I am doing a pretty good number on him, and fire elementals are great. Now if I had rain, which unfortunately I did not script, and if I had cast things like scripted cast things like just protection from fire, the area wide effect one, this would not be a problem, and his fire elementals would not be a problem for me. I did not realize how much he would be pushing fire in this battle. So that was a pretty big failure on my part. And he's thugging his father Illerith out. I think he's probably going to get hurt pretty bad because, again, magic weapons. And I do have quickness up on them still. So, yeah. They're going to be dishing out a lot of damage. And but if I had those two things, then my troops are just straight up better and would have been able to carve through that pretty easily. Now another thing that would have helped is if I had cast Body Ethereal on a lot more guys, they would have been able to just go right through the walls and right around them. But with magic weapons, fire elementals are not going to be a problem at all for me. It's just that they do a lot of damage to me in the current setup. Oh yeah, and I can paralyze them too, because, you know, as soon as you get an Astral Nation up online, the era of super combatants is over. Now my units are starting to run, so it's not doing super great. Another thing with the boars is that they tend to attack people that they run into because, you know, they're not super smart. There's just a lot of elementals. But yeah, looks like I am clearing the field. Another thing that would have really helped is if I had been able to cast something like, what's it called? Growing Rage, I think it's called. Growing Rage is the one where all of your it's a battlefield-wide berserk. I know that would also get my communion monkeys, and that would be bad if you were doing like something like whatchamacallit, Flamestorm, I think it's called, Firestorm, which affects the whole battlefield. But again, if I have enough fire resistance, I can just ignore that. This has been a battle that was fought really long time ago in the real world. So since this, I have learned a lot about a number of different things. Most important is the one that I'm going to show you, and it's something that I have repeatedly gone over, in no small part because of this battle. What did we lose? We lost a noble, Circle Master, which meh, he's just a you know, he's just a mercenary. 1 out of 2 generals, all 5 of my Grus because they're super slow. Siddha, obviously, he can just teleport away whenever he feels like. 6 out of my 6 Yakshinis, 5 out of my 8 Yakshas. That is pretty bad. That's a lot of cap-only turns or summons, so that's unfortunate. Most of my Gandharvas, but again, they were one of the highest dealing damage units in the battle. Most of my Yavanas and my whole Air Force, most of the Lamias, yeah, basically most of my army was just killed straight up. I dealt a pretty reciprocal amount of damage to him, but in terms of just resources, the Amis are pretty high up there in terms of resource cost. Flame Spirit costs gems. The rest is just mostly chaff that he summoned in order to put in more strength for the holding up the walls. And it worked for him, because he managed to put down a lot of fortress-specific defensive spells, hoard up those gems, and really just be more prepared than I was. But I think I could have taken him if I had done things just a little wee bit differently. However, the worst part about this is everybody dies. Everybody dies. Now, why did everybody die, you might ask? We'll take a look at Kailasa in a second. Because of him. He just sort of decided it would be a great idea to watch this all happen from like a tree and then wave as everyone just ran away, because I am just completely surrounded and nobody was holding this fort here. So I lose everything. I lose literally everything right here. Brutal is the player who played Hinam, and you know, he's been stalking the channel and watching these kinds of things. I remember telling him after this battle, I was like, I really don't look forward to the day that I'm going to be pushing this video up on YouTube, because this is so bad. This is just so terrible. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen right now. And I tell you, this kind of thing, you know, if you've been watching the game, you've been seeing all the kinds of stuff that I've had to go through with this game. Being a complete noob in multiplayer, all sorts of mistakes that I've been making. But this one, I'll tell you, this one right here is the closest I ever got to just being like, I'm just done. I don't want to continue this game anymore. I am not even in a bad position per se. It's just, this was hugely demoralizing to lose literally everything when I was putting all my stake in this. it was. I mean, if I had lost and they had been able to reorganize, I would have had something. I would have had a Siddha still. I would have had a couple of mages. I could have made a tactical retreat back to my lands, rebuilt with something. But this is my army right here. This is everything. So that was really demoralizing. But there, if there are two things you can take away from this, one is, first of all, obviously, don't leave yourself surrounded and bottled up without preparing for the eventual possibility that you might actually lose and retreat from a battle, because especially a siege, because if you do, this will happen. You will lose everything. So don't do that. But the second thing that you should take away from this is that multiplayer games of Dominions 5 are played not really just exclusively on skill alone. It is obviously mostly skill that determines a lot of things, and knowledge of what you're getting yourself into, and counters and strategies. Scouting is very important. Learning the disposition of your enemy's forces is a really good thing to be doing. Like, I should have pinged that fort before I stormed it. That would have been really good for me to see what he was getting himself into. But really, another hugely important factor in playing multiplayer games of Dominions 5 is just sheer perseverance. If you can take a hit like that, if you can take something like that and just keep going and say, I will just push through, I will see what I can do with this, and we're gonna try and make this work still, then you are actually already better than a lot of other players in terms of likeliness to actually A, either finish the game, or B, win the game. Because a lot of times you'll play against people who you go up against them in one major battle and they lose and they just go straight AI. You will beat people like that just through perseverance. And it may look bad now, but if you push through that and power through that, that says something about the character of both you and the kind of player that you want to be. So now let's take a look at, obviously, the Siege of Kailasa, because if I couldn't take his fort, then let's hope for dang sure that he can't take my fort. Again, I've got a lot of random crap chaff. Most of it is just these little bugs. They're not doing a whole lot, but let's just keep watching. Speed it up a little bit. Here come the reinforcements. Now, how's it going? All right, nothing yet. He's just wailing on them. 1, 1, 1, 1. Yep. Do. Ooh, hey, we're getting the poison in now. Now these guys are mindless, so they're never gonna rout. They're just gonna sit there and punish him. He's cursed, by the way, so he's racking up those afflictions too. Do. Oh yeah, I have some of my mages scripted to advance and cast spells. Yeah, because of the whole paralyze thing, I wouldn't have hit him with paralyze if I weren't doing stuff like that. Come on, you can do it, little bug minions. You can do it. Ooh, 12, nice. Uh-oh. He's taking it now. He's getting it now. Come on. Kill him. Is he even berserking? Yeah, he's berserking, so he's never going to retreat. Go, bug minions, go. Oh, there was a monkey. Yeah, they've exhausted all their arrows. Oh, and they're also berserking too. Go, bugs, go. Go, bugs, go. Yep, halfway. We're making the magic happen here. Come on! Almost there. Yes! There he goes. And he's down. Thus demonstrating the power of Creeping Doom, cast like 4 times. So go me. I got him. And he killed 200 bugs and random other things like, you know, Leogryphs, ogres, whatever. That was fun. That was a good counterpoint to the total loss of Hinnom. Got a couple of nice items out of it too. Gate Cleaver, that'll be handy for later. Oh yeah, and Airmore's still here too, so yay. Oh, this one's also fun. So remember my whole strategy of throwing monkeys around and magic dueling? Got him. that was yeah, just Astral 1 versus an Astral 2. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get it, and a lot of other nice equipment. That's really gonna help for if I ever decide to thug my units out. All right, I'm still moving around, still clearing out some of his guys. Snag some free heavy infantries. That didn't work out for him. Yeah, there's that. Alright, what else? Humans are dying because they're being driven out in large numbers by monkeys, no doubt. Alright, well, after that great speech, what am I doing with my whole not giving up strategy? I'll tell you what though, you look at this, what is it, turn 72, and you're like, ugh, that's gonna put the game back another 50 turns. Woohoo! Awesome. Yeah. Alright. I got no messages from anyone, but I am sending one. Airmore. Okay, yeah. Basically, Airmore. I lost at Hinnom. I'm mad at you, so you're gonna die. So now I have a new plan. Just be really, really vindictive. TNG. I'm gonna go kill Airmore. Good luck with Hinnom. And a little bit of an RP message for the whole world and my YouTube viewers to pause and read. I'm going to clear off Helheim, maybe get some recruitment going on back there. I am never recruiting from Kailasa again. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm patrolling with what I've got, which is Leogryphs, but this is going to take forever, and I can dump gold into that to increase the province defense, but 132, if I get it down below 100, I can start recruiting again, but my income from Kailasa is really not going to recover. So yeah, we're relying on Yomi for now, and maybe a little bit from Helheim, but this is rough, man. This is real rough. What else? Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with World's Teeth Mountains again. What have I got going on here? Okay. I am going to cast... Am I casting a Light of the Northern Star somewhere? Maws of Earth. Yeah, I want to do that because I want to... lock down his army so that I can kill as many as I can before they retreat. Am I... Who's, Okay, yeah, he's teleporting there. Okay. Light of the Northern Star. That's going to get me a lot of mind burns. You don't really need Paralyze with Airmore because, well, you know. That's also going to boost his guys up, though, too, because Light of the Northern Star is battlefield-wide, affects all Astral Mages. So there's that to consider. Just keep in mind if you're fighting another astral nation. I've sort of locked down this area, which is good a little bit. There's a mummy there running around, but Tianqi, yeah, I don't know what you're doing, man, but I'm gonna clear that off. I'm sort of mini thugging these guys. I don't have protection, but I can cast Iron Skin, Stone Skin. You know, Earth Mages can sort of protect themselves. And then I'm going to just sort of run in with him. They do need some nice weapons. I could have given him a Vine Shield if I had any, which I don't. He's got a lot of equipment. Just run back to my fort and drop it off. Yeah, this side is sort of secured because I've got it back to Tianqi, which is really nice. That's really helpful to have at least one ally in a game where you can have your back to them and sort of rebuild from there. Other than that, I don't see a whole lot of other armies marching around, so I'm just gonna reclaim what I can and just start rebuilding. I think I did beat down Hinam a pretty good amount with this. He's not out, but I did tie him up for a long time, and I did break a lot of his forces, especially his chaff. So I'm hoping that he won't be able to come for me immediately. If he does, I have some stuff. I'm not going to be super easy to just kill off, so I'll make it not worth his while and hard for him. But again, this game is a game of, well, no pun intended, thrones, but if he can take enough of them, then he doesn't need to kill me. So, and that's sort of my strategy now too. Well, okay, honestly, my strategy is just to kill Airmore because I don't like Airmore right now. And I'll put it to you this way, I sort of consider in the back of my mind that if Airmore hadn't attacked me when he had, I would have been able to put more into this. That's not entirely true. Hinam did do a number on me first for knocking my profit out and dropping a lot of units off here, which he then scattered with his air guy. So that was a pretty good move and pretty lucky for him. I would have been able to cast Crumble earlier with my Pretender if I hadn't been distracted in Helheim. But I think that not a lot would have changed because my strategy was still flawed in the whole storming the castle. So, but if Airmore had been attacking Hinam instead of me, I don't think Hinam would be able to recover from that. And I don't think he would have been able to pick up where he left off. And then we would have been able to go 1v1v1 with Tianqi and Airmore. But Airmore decided to attack me instead. And so the balance of power has reshifted into, well, if not Hinam's favor, then possibly Airmore's, because Airmore is really big at this point, and it's all scattered, it's all disparate, and he can't hold on to it. But he does have a lot going for him, and he still has Well of Misery up. All of these enchantments are still up. So there is that to consider. Alright, this has been a really intense turn, a really long turn, and we're just going to keep moving on from here. But if you haven't guessed it, then the game does go on for a long time. And if you are patient, if you can persevere like a true Dominions 5 player, if you can do like I do, I'm just kidding, don't do like I do. I really just mess things up and let my entire army get destroyed. Then you can stick it out to the end like I did. And the game did end. This game is actually over now. I have been saying for a long time that what I've been showing you is a game that is still ongoing. It's not ongoing anymore. There's a lot more to go through, but this game did end. And I've actually finished a couple of games now. Another one you'll be seeing episode 2 of this weekend. I'll upload at some point. But yeah, it ends. So we'll get there. We will get there together. Don't you worry. In the meantime, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see what happens next.